Alright, listen up, because I saw this every single day in the weight room and honestly, it drives me nuts. I think getting a 20-minute foam roller stretching without getting anything done. So today we are going to debunk the biggest lies regarding mobility and all the myths that are out there and give you an actual system that works, always. So let me tell you this, if you are just rolling back and forth on a piece of foam, thinking that you are going to break a scarp adhesion or maybe even some kind of adhesion, you are wasting your time, period. You are treating your body like a construction project and not like a real performance athlete as you could be. Look, the session cost for this kind of things is sky high, and with zero output, you're just shining your muscle into high submission. And let me tell you, this is not how elite athlete works. So if you are not really breaking any point or is not actually happening anything when we foam roll, right? What's the point? Okay, and this is where it really gets interesting because his entire game is all played in your nervous system. And the doctor Gary Starr puts it perfectly. It's not about baking, it's just about sending a clear crystal signal to your body, plain and simple. So what's the signal that we are going to send? It's called about desensitization. Look, when your muscle feels tight, it's just your brain telling you that it's freaking out and is perceiving a threat, or maybe is logging on the brakes. And when you're foam rolling in a good way, it's just a signal of telling your brain, hey, we're doing good. We're safe here and we can turn the alarm away. And here's what it look like. Before you roll, your brain actually get to a threat level that crack all the way up to a 10. And but just a few of these round inputs and bam, the signal drops to a 2. The pain alarm goes quiet and all of a sudden, your brains give you a crystal clear green light and for the whole new range of motion that you didn't have a minute ago. So what's the end game here? What we are fighting for, it's all about tissue quality. And honestly, I want to ask you this. Right now, are your muscles smooth, sliding silk, or really, really tight like dry tough beef jerky? Beef? Yeah, honestly, that's it. Tissue is what we call slide and glides. See, this quality, all these muscles, all these nerves, all the fascia will actually move you freely over each other. And that is absolutely a critical transferring if you are focuses on power and performing a game of speed. And let me tell you this, beef jerky doesn't move that fast. Okay, so let's talk about with the solution, because the goal is to communicate with your brain. That's just lying on there on a roller. That just feel like a wet noodle and is completely useless. And remember this, you have always to be an active participant. Your inputs always dictate your outputs. Always. And just look at here the difference between on the left you got the meat and it's passive, it's limp, it's totally useless. But on the right, you got a fix that is active and is gauged and actually effective. The key is that you have to teach your tissue to be relaxed while they are under load. And that's how you are going to make a change that is going to stick around. So here's a new protocol, 3-step, simple. Step 1, find a hotspot, don't roll over, that's it. Step 2, squeeze your muscle as possible as you can for 4 seconds. And step 3, take a huge breath in as maximum as you can and then exhale and let it go. And completely relax and let the roller sink in. And that's the kind of input that get you real lasting results. Alright, so let's talk about timing, because that's where I see most athletes totally get sabotaging themselves after their own performance. And you know what I'm talking about. You see there, just stretching statically 30 seconds, just doing nothing. And it's a massive mistake. And just to think about it, you want to be completely sedated and relaxed before you compete? Or do you want to be prime and explosive? Passive and static stretching is literally telling you that your nervous system to power down. And look, is really good after a competition or training, or even before lying to bed. But I'm telling you, it will actually kill your output power before a game, and it's just for bedtime. It's not for a battlefield. So how do you know how to focus your efforts? Simple, you don't guess, you just test. And listen, there's a standard goldmine diagnosis tool that tells me pretty much everything if I need to know about an athlete's readiness in the lower body. It's called the couch stretch, and if you can get to this position and you can breathe calmly, your hips are just blocked. End of story. And you got a massive bottleneck and it's robbing you power and massive speed. And this is not just about stretching, it's just cold data. So I'm going to ask you again. So take a hard look at your prehab and your mobility routine. Are you just moving for the sake of moving? Or are you intentionally deleting specific inputs that dictate specific outputs? Are you locked in or just going through the motion? It's a big difference. Alright, so let's lock this in. There's a three main takeaways that I'm gonna share you here. So one, we roll actually to desensitize the system, not to smack the tissue. Two, we move to move the tissue, get the slice and glide. Step 3, we use strategy stretching in order to settle down, cool down, and never to play the battlefield. And step 4, we test and we never guess. That's the game. And that's the complete system. It's based on real numbers, real science, real systems. So no more wasting time. Get input, get output,